What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back on match day. Not with a stats video because I did the preview and stats video live yesterday, so go check that out because it's transfer season and I was out on Friday and Saturday, so I didn't discuss the latest news that was coming out, and it's quite a lot, to be honest. So we're gonna talk about that on game day. We play Salernitana in a couple of hours, and then post game, live match reaction, all those things as always. So stay tuned for that. But it's working, so I'm gonna do it again. The goal for this video on a Sunday, we should be getting 65 likes. So let's like the video now. Help out the channel. A lot of people are doing it, so thanks for that. It does help. It is boosting the channel, so thanks everybody. So like the video, 65 is a goal, and let's get straight into it because we're very close potentially to signing Djalo. KEAN might leave in January. We have a DRAGUSIN update, yes, DRAGUSIN junior update, and also HUIJSEN as well. So let's get straight into it. So the first news obviously is Djalo. I put Mirko Di Natale's news update in there because everybody is tweaking a little bit. The news is we agreed terms with Lille. It's 2, it's 2.5, it's 3, it's 3.2 million. Who knows? Everybody's saying something else. Let's keep it at between 2 and 3.5 million euros for Djalo. So we agree with them. Inter has no agreement with Lille, excuse me, because Inter want to get him on a free transfer. Now, what does help Juve as well, we're trying to sell Ranocchia to Palermo for 3 million euros. So he's coming back from Empoli and he's going on a 100% transfer. So no loan deal, just gone, sale. And that's the money you want to invest in Djalo. So the news was first Djalo had an agreement with Inter, still has, but wasn't open to talking to us. Now he gave his okay to his agents to talk with Juve. And according to the latest updates, Juve want to wrap it up this week, the coming week, and they are kind of confident that they will get that deal done with Djalo. Now, a lot of reports saying that Inter will not make a new attempt in signing him. Excuse me. They will just basically hope that Djalo keeps his word, that Djalo will tell Juve, no, thank you, I agree with you with Inter on a free transfer, and I'm gonna respect that decision. I'm not gonna switch that up now. Juve is confident they will get that deal done. They will convince Djalo to join them. Join them. Now, he's coming from an ACL injury. Lille were not gonna play him. If they told Djalo, if you're gonna leave on a free, you're absolutely not gonna play this season again, which is not good for him. You know, he needs to train, obviously, but you also need to play a little bit if possible, coming off that ACL injury. And some might say it's a risk to sign him. Is 3 million euros actually a risk? Because before his injury, he was highly regarded. He was regarded as a potential very good player moving forward. You know, obviously that injury happens. You don't know. He's more left-footed. He's, for me, a center back. And again, I've not, like clips, I've not watched Lille play football. I don't, you know, yes, I did, but he wasn't playing. I watched for Davis, but like he wasn't playing. So, no, I did not watch him play. From what I'm reading, he could potentially play across the board, but it's not that he has done that tons of times. It's like I have like 10 games and 15 games. So compared to him playing as a pure center back, it's kind of peanuts. So he is, for me, a center back. He is an extra option you can bring in, but it is key for to move forward, because if he can play across the board, what does that mean for Djalo? Are we going to change formation? Because I'm not sure. I think nobody's really sure if Cambiasso can play in a back four as a left back or whatever, or a right back. If Weah can really do that. We haven't seen that. It's always wing back. So are we going to play with a back four? Are we going to play with a back three? A lot of question marks. What's going to happen with HUIJSEN? You know, Alexandro obviously gone. I'm feeling like Alexandro's gone and this is a cheap player to get in, and hopefully it works out. That's what I have my thoughts on. You know, to get it out of the way, a replacement for Alexandro to come in as a rotation player. I still have a feeling we will change formation next season. But that's how I see it panning out now. So potentially the deal is close. Everybody is saying, or like the news is that everybody is very confident at the club that they will probably get that deal over the line. But let's see, it's still far from done with the player. It is done with Lille, but that was kind of easy to do. And then some very breaking news and very surprising news. Moise Kean, he could potentially leave the club on loan in January, and I think nobody was expecting that. To be honest, he's injured. He was speaking very highly on Allegri in an interview, and now he can potentially leave on loan, and that's from Di Marzio. There's still nothing done whatsoever, but he could leave, and what does that mean for the club? The way we're playing now, and if we stick with the 3-5-2, he's only gonna come into that team as a center forward. He's not gonna replace Yildiz and Chiesa. Now Chiesa's injured, and Yildiz is playing. That means it's getting sticky already, and I'm a bit worried with the Chiesa one because there's no issues, but he's not gonna play next week against Frosinone. He won't be ready for that. So if there's no issues, he probably should be. If it's only a knock, he should be ready for Thursday. But that's how the club reports a transfer. It's always mysterious, and you're always confused. There's nothing but a player is out for a couple of weeks. So I'm not sure about that. However, if everybody is there and we play once a week, Keane is only getting into that team to replace Vlahovic or Milik, and it feels like Milik is playing. It feels like if Vlahovic is resting, Milik is going to come into that team. So that being said, you need to look at that, and maybe Keane is pushing, for a move. Maybe he's like, okay, I'm not going to play, and the way things are going, if Milik is coming into the team, if Vlahovic is coming into that team, that means that I need to get out of here. I need to get some playing time. But what also does that mean for next season? Is that a sign for a potential transfer? I thought we never should have brought it back, especially for that money. I think that was ridiculous. Plus 30 mil, 3.5 million euros. I'm not fully convinced on him. I think he's too expensive to be a backup. Milik is on a lot of money, but Milik didn't cost 35 million. That's my thing. So I'm not sure what's going to happen in the summer with him, but he could potentially leave on loan. That's news. So let me know what you make of that one. Then we also have an update on Junior, also from Di Marzio, saying that Monza asked for him on loan. The club, Juve, however, for the moment has said no, and they should be saying no. He had a terrible game against Thursday against Santana on a technical level. However, you can say, any player can do that, but we don't have any player. We have Kostic and him. And the difference, you can see on the pitch what it means for Chiesa and just for the team. There is a big difference. He gives you a different dimension. He had a terrible game on a technical level. He had an off day. That can happen. I'm not expecting him to have that type of game again. Neither is Allegri. He said it in the presser, basically. So you need to keep Junior, but you also need to look at his contract. 25. There are no rumors about signing a new contract. There were a lot of rumors about him leaving. That died completely. So you need to make a decision. His value is gonna diminish. What are you gonna do? If he's gonna stay now, you need to get him on a new deal. You absolutely need to get him on a new deal because you're gonna let him go for peanuts, even to the Premier League, because he has 1 year left on his contract. It will happen, especially if Tottenham is a team that's interested. Tottenham need a center back, and they're not willing to pay the 5 million euros Genoa are asking for Dragusin. A Premier League club is not willing to do that, and that's only Tottenham. So it is an issue if he's not leaving and you're not getting on a new deal. And maybe he doesn't want to sign that new deal because there's no guarantees. But are we really sure if we change formation next season that Kostic is going to be here? Are we? Are you going to keep him as what? A left back? Because in a 3 midfield or even a 4 midfield, you shouldn't be playing him, if you're playing with 3 up front. Like, that shouldn't be the case, in my opinion. So, but it's going to happen if he's going to stay. So, it's a weird one on Junior. I still have a feeling he's going to leave in January. That's just me. But for now, Juve is saying no. And even on loan to Monza, I'm not sure he's looking for that. I think at that point he will just push to stay, and then he will leave in January, in the summer. That's the vibe. That's the feeling I have. Talking about Dragusin and Tottenham, Di Marzio, Gazzetta dello Sport came out with a news that we have a percentage on Dragusin. Mirko Di Natale said no. If I remember correctly, when we sold Dragusin, and I didn't look it up, and it will never be in the official statement, I thought I remember we had a percentage on him. And according to Di Marzio, we do. We have 20% on the sale of Dragusin. So if he's going for 30 million, which is being rumored, we will get 6 million. It's still not looking good because, and I'm not going to be a hypocrite, I never saw that in Dragusin. When I saw him play for the youth setup and for us a couple of times, I don't know, like, and it was very early to say, oh, he's never going to make it. But when I've seen HUIJSEN play, or Yildiz play, or even Miretti or Sule, I'm like, oh, these players have something. I never had that feeling with Dragusin once. But credit to him, because he has done fantastic. He is, and he deserves to get that move. So I'm not sure what we sold him for. Was it 4.5 million plus maybe a few bonus? So we will get around 10 million euros on Dragusin in total if they sell him for 30 million, which is, you might say, yeah, it's not the worst type of deals, but if you see how we improved, but would he have had improved so much in a short amount of time with us? Probably not. He wasn't playing, so it's very tough to compare it to, but we have money on them apparently, and I know a lot of sources are saying yes, I know, but if we listen to Di Marzio for once, we have a percentage on him, which is obviously a nice thing if we do. So that's that one. And then HUIJSEN officially to Roma. I didn't have my say on that. I'm not sure on that one. You know, you can attack that topic in many different ways, if that makes sense, because my issue is playing time. Is he going to play a lot at Roma? They play in Europe. They have injuries. Africa Cup, you know, Ndika's leaving. Smalling is injured. But if these players are coming back, is Mourinho going to be like, you know what? I'm going to play the 18-year-old kid that's not our player and is gone next summer over the players that are my players are going to be here. That's the issue I have. That's basically the issue, you know. I'm worried about playing time. However, he made that decision. It's his career. The club tried to tell him, you know, it's better for you to go to Frosinone, excuse me. He came out and he said, no, I want Roma. So I cannot blame him for making that decision. It's him, you know. It's you. You made the decision. You need to make it work now. He's very confident about that move. The way that's just the way he's wired, and the way he spoke about it when he arrived at Roma. He's very aware of the situation. He's very aware of where he's now at this moment in time. So I respect that, but I am a bit worried. I am, you know. And also, what about next season? Let's say he starts 9 games, but he plays like 12 games from now until the end of the season. That's a very good return, you know, because it's coming out of nowhere, basically. He hasn't played all season, and that will be massive. But still, he does. But imagine he does very well. And I know Roma have no money now. We don't know what's happening. He has all the leverage, you know, but because he's playing at Roma, he can say, you know what? If I'm coming back to you, I'm sitting on that bench again. Are you going to bench Gatti? Are you going to bench Danilo? Are you going to bench Bremer? Like, what's going to happen? So if he's having a good season, it's good for us, but it puts a lot of pressure on the club and Allegri as well. And that's also a weird feeling I have, because I'm not sure what the club, which direction the club is going with the center backs, especially if you're trying to sign Djalo. You know, a lot of question marks, but probably that's an issue for the summer. I just have a very off feeling about this move, and I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what it is, if I'm being completely honest. But let's see how that will go. He might play against Atalanta, so that's gonna be fun. Not rooting for Roma, just rooting for him to do well. That's the daily news video. Again, 65 like is the goal. So do like the video. A lot of people are doing it, helping out the channel massively. So thanks for that. And yeah, I'll be back post game, probably with 100% a match reaction, but maybe also a live reaction later on. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, let's get that win today, hopefully. Ciao.